Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters. Welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So, for our key to the week this week, we have. Dun, 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 dun. All right. The Empress, I love it. We've definitely needed this energy and I'm so glad that we've got it. So remember, the Empress is Venus energy, Venusian energy. This is really about finding the ease. It's about finding the ease, it's about relaxing, it's about really taking the path of least resistance. And so what this means is, this week what you have to consider is, if it's not easy, right? If it's too complicated, if it's getting in the way, or if it's causing undue stress, it's not for you. Simplicity is the message this week, right? Simplicity and cleanliness. The other thing with the Empress, it means that in all of these different areas of life, there's likely to be a really nice sweet little boost of some sort that shows up for you. So this could be absolutely fantastic. All right, looking forward to this one. So for our actions and options this week, we have the Goddess of Wands, right? So this is the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands, usually a fire sign woman, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This could be somebody who really helps and supports you. And whenever a person shows up with the Empress, this usually means, like, the way that you'll know that this Queen of Wands is the person that you're looking for, they're usually very beautiful, right? Whether it's a man, woman, however they identify, anyone that shows up with the Empress, it's usually someone that's very easy on the eyes, right? So another way that this shows up for you is, this week you could find yourself connecting with somebody that really wants to invest in you, whether this is at work, whether it's in your business if you've got one, whether it's in your own health journey, all of those things. There's someone that's really rooting for you and they are standing by, like, right next to you in some way, shape or form. Now, the other thing is, the Queen of Wands shows up in the position of your actions and options. So this is about what you do. So you are initiating or using your own fire, power and strength. The other thing that comes up here as well with the Queen of Wands, you have you've got a supporter, like you've got an ally here. Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, there is a chance for you to put your foot down on something this week, right? To really show or demonstrate a really strong boundary of some sort. And I advise that you do. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Four of Swords. This week you are being invited to do it rather than talk about it, and that's what it needs to be. The Four of Swords is a waiting, patience and stillness card. It is a very slow and steady kind of energy, and this with the Empress, again, right, this is not a week to talk about it and to give all the bravado. This is a week to literally just do it and then let the results speak for themselves. So for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is really about taking your time to digest the material that you've been given. Nothing hard, nothing fast, nothing overly, very mindful, very demure, right? Like, this is taking your time with it. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this for like there's so first of all, in your employment situation, there is a woman who really wants to help or support you because she likes the way that you work. Look out for her because she'll be a really powerful ally for you to have. You've got this with the Empress, which also means that maybe some of your ideas or the conversations that you want to have with your superiors, this is not the week for it, right? There will be better moments to come, but this is not one of them. What this also means as well is, at work, Take your time. Don't rush it. You've got all the time in the world that you need to do what needs to be done. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, when it comes to your work and your business, this is really about making sure that everything is streamlined, making sure that your aesthetic is on point, making sure that your messages match, making sure that your emails match. Like this week, you have to ensure that your business and your business model is like silk. It has to be smooth, flowing, clean, and it has to look good. All right. And then for those of you that are retired and no longer working, one way that this might show up is some of you could literally be spending time at a health spa. Lucky you, right? And another way that this could also show up for those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could literally be that you have, like, there's a woman in your life that really needs your help and some support. And funnily enough, this actually represents because the Four of Swords can be like the rest period that comes after an injury or an illness. You've got the Empress here as well, so this could be some kind of procedure that you've had or having done. For some of you, this might even be a cosmetic procedure. Venus isn't currently in Libra, so this is a good time for it. For your love and relations, you've got the Hanged Man. So for those of you that are single and looking to mingle, you've got the Hanged Man. You've also got the Empress. So there could be a really sexy but illusory kind of energy around. There could be a lot of really good banter, maybe even some sexting, possibly even sending, pictures and all of that good stuff. It's possible, right? It's absolutely possible, and yet it's the Hanged Man. The chances are the Hanged Man next to the Four of Swords, it probably doesn't go anywhere beyond chat at this point. All right, so unless, and I will say, if you're gonna start sort of sexting and stuff like that, before you send any compromising pictures of yourself, check to see how quickly this person wants to convert into the real world before it gets to that point, right? If they're not interested in meeting in person quickly, then this probably isn't sort of the person for you. The other thing is as well, interestingly enough, because you've got the Empress and you've got the Four of Swords, one of the energies that really shows up here is Libra season, which is literally just around the corner, right? And so with this, you're being invited to think about the fact that that might actually be a better moment in time for you to think about love, relationship, and partnership. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, this could be some kind of healing that comes up. This could also be some kind of sexy time between you and a partner that has an artistic and or photographic kind of energy. I've got, so obviously people know I'm part of the gay community, so I had a set of friends who, two guys who had a photo shoot of themselves. It was a really intimate one, not the kind of thing that you maybe share with your parents, but it was a really nice photo shoot, right? I mean, it was obviously not stuff that you would have out there, but it was a very intimate thing that they did with each other that they were really proud of. So this could be something along those lines. Or, on a really mundane level, it could just be that you get the chocolate body paint out and you go for a good time. For your, before we get into your money and materials, I do want to mention, it's funny because the Two of Swords has come up a lot for money this week, which tells me that there's something happening on the wider world stage in the banking sector. Now, before we get into this, remember, memberships are up and out there. So if you want to continue getting these weeklies, you will need to be a member from here on in. They're $8.99 a month. You're going to get all of your weeklies every month. You're also going to get other content that will be exclusive to the members only sphere. So that's something that you want to think about as well. If that serves you and if you want to be a part of it, it would be lovely to have you. There will be different types of content on the channel that I think you will enjoy, but it won't be this. All right. For your money and materials, you've got the Two of Swords. This with the Empress, there's a chance here for you to right the ship when it comes to your finances. There's also a chance here for you to what's the word that I'm looking for? To cut your losses and run, right? So there's something maybe that you've paid into, and it's like, actually, you know what? I don't want this anymore. It doesn't, you know, I don't want it. I don't need it. It doesn't really speak to me, or whatever the case might be. The other thing with this as well, I will say, because it's the Two of Swords, give yourself, because this can be an opposition around finances. So there might be a disagreement that you have with somebody this week, where you realize, like, actually, you know what, this financially, it doesn't make sense for me. It's not viable. But there can also be a new contract on the table that financially is very good for you in the long run. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your kidneys in particular. Pay attention to what you're drinking this week, especially if you like those energy drinks and all the rest of it. Like, I'm not going to lie, I don't drink them. But this week I had like 3. It was because obviously I've been in the background, I've been doing all kinds of stuff with new content and all the rest of it. It was a mammoth week for me this week. So yeah, you know, just to kind of let you know, like, if you're drinking stuff like that this week, you could really feel it. And I can tell you, I won't be going back to drinking them. When it comes to your home and environment, the Two of Swords is actually really nice for home and environment, because it sees you really feeling very settled in your space. And because you've got this with the Empress, I think this is going to be where you have like an internal dialogue, and you finally accept sort of that, actually, you know what, my home is my home. Not that it's not anyway, but you know what I mean? Like, there's a moment that happens internally that really quells any worries or fears. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Take care, and I'll see you soon.